So the NBA draft lottery was on June 22nd, and with many teams needing of that number one overall pick, the Detroit Pistons won the lottery, followed by Houston picking second and Cleveland picking third. Out of the top 14 teams, 5 teams were looking to be in the playoffs this year, but missed either due to play-in tournament or due to injuries. But we also saw many teams move up and move out. But who was put in the best draft position?
The overall pick. And then, especially after all surrounding Lowry at the deadline, it wouldn't be a surprise if they dog and give him. I think plenty of teams would be willing to sign him. Maybe I think the Lakers were interested. The 76ers were interested. I think those teams could have a chance at signing him. It's a chance for the Toronto Raptors to not lose that playmaking and draft Jalen Suggs. I think Jalen Suggs has supreme athleticism, can play make like Kyle Lowry, and can score at certain times. I think the Pistons obviously got lucky, and now they can draft Cade Cunningham to pair up with Killian Hayes, and then they can together with surprise players like Jeremy Grant, Isaiah Stewart, Saddiq Bey. But one thing the Pistons have to do if they want to be successful is build around the backcourt.
Yeah, I feel like the Pistons, they don't draft Cade Cunningham. Something is wrong with them. But when you're drafting number one, you have to go based on talent and not fit. And for the Rockets, you could pick a guard like Jalen Suggs who can play at both ends, or like Jalen Green. And for the Cavs, I just feel like they have so many young players, and it all depends on Colin Sexton. If Colin Sexton can be good, or if they want to trade Colin Sexton, they can draft a guy like Evan Mobley. But when you look at the best draft position, it has to be Golden State Warriors. Like they have 2 top picks, and they can deal one along with James Wiseman, and they're looking to get a guy like Pascal Siakam, which they possibly could if they move off a contract like Andrew Wiggins. The Hornets and Pelicans, they're also in a situation where they can trade this pick to get a role player or rotational player. And for the Raptors, they jumped up for the 4th overall pick. And like you said it well, like they can draft a guard like Suggs who can play, make, and score. And I feel like Golden State was put in the best draft position.
So I want to talk about something you mentioned. Do you really think I don't think it would be a good trade, but I don't think they should give up James Wiseman and their 7th overall pick for Pascal. I think that's a little bit too much.
I feel like it's fine, especially because if you look at Klay Thompson and Steph Curry's age, they're like, especially with Klay Thompson, he has 2 major setbacks, missed 2 years in a row, and because of that, I just feel like you want to maximize their potential. So even though you were looking to try to look for the future, I feel like you want to try to win now and win as many as you can before Curry and Thompson retire, and then you can look on to the future.
Yeah.
So the top 5 picks in the draft, the Pistons, the Rockets, Cavs, Raptors, and Magic all have a chance to get a top superstar player. So who should the top teams pick?
I think the top 5 from be Pistons draft Cade Cunningham, State point guard who can space the floor, find his own shots, and defend about anywhere. Gives the flexibility to Detroit, and it gives them endless options to construct the supporting cast. The Rockets, I think they should take Evan Mobley. He's quick. He's quick and makes Houston tougher to score, as well as his mobility to play defense against guards and forwards. But after a few years, I think Mobley can develop a shot. He can be more versatile scorer, and he could probably become a point guard too. I mean, I don't know about the trade rumors that I'm going on, but it's best to go get a scorer instead of a playmaker like Jalen Suggs. I think the Raptors should take Jalen Suggs. Aside from his burst with the ball, playmaking, and pull-up and floater game, he brings energy and competitiveness to the Raptors that could strengthen them. He'd be someone good that could replace Kyle Lowry if he leaves. And I think after these 4 picks, it's kind of a toss-up between the 5th pick. But I think the Magic would take Jonathan Kuminga. He'll require some patience with shooting development and decision-making, but he has that shot make ability, and he figures to receive enough early reps from age 19 to strengthen his feel for the game and shot selection. In my eyes, I see him as a draft and stash player.
Yeah, I feel like if you, Pistons, they have to pick Cade. Then Rockets, you can go for a guard like Jalen Suggs or Jalen Green, but you can also draft a guy like you said, Evan Mobley, who can guard almost every position and uh, develop a shot in the future. For the Cavs, it all depends on Colin Sexton. You know, if you trade him, you get a guard, but if you keep him, you want to try to get it big and then try to trade Kevin Love away. So it all depends on what the Cavs are trying to do. But I feel like Evan Mobley would be good, especially because he can defend those positions. And then
Yeah,
for the
but
Raptors,
I think the problem with Evan Mobley is you have Evan Mobley and then you have Jared Allen. I
yeah,
think
that is
that's one key factor to take in play.
Yeah, and like I said, it all depends on context. I don't know what they're gonna do. There are reports, there are rumors, and whatever happens, like if they want to keep him, they have to pay him. So, and with all that money on Kevin Love, I don't know what the Cavs are gonna do. But if they do draft a guard, I feel like it has to be someone who can play some defense, especially because Colin Sexton and Darius Garland are both undersized guards.
Yeah, that's true.
For the Raptors, I think they should try to replace Lowry with the guard like Green, or they can get a guy like Jonathan Kuminga, and the Magic could get a guy like Kuminga as well, because the Magic aren't really worried about their fit right now. They're just trying to rebuild and build for the future. For the Raptors, they have players like Flynn, Siakam, and Boucher. So a guy like Kuminga who can play the wing will be, I think, will be a great for them.
Yeah, but Kuminga is going to take some time to develop. That's the one downside to him. He's
Yeah.
only 19.
Yeah, but that's also good because he can have a lot of potential when he gets like 22.
Yeah.